Hello, hello. My name is Brittany.
And I'm Kate.
And we are
The Fools.
Join us as we explore everything spiritual, astrological, and overall mystical.
Don't forget to follow your intuition, but more importantly, follow us at The Fools. Welcome back to The Fools Podcast.
Welcome back, guys. I'm actually kind of nervous about this episode.
Oh.
Or what we're embarking on, I guess.
Do tell.
So we have decided that we are going to do a meditation March challenge. We kind of mentioned it at the end of the last episode, and me and Kate him and hawed if we should actually do it or cut it out of the episode. And we're here and we're gonna do it.
Yeah, March Madness for spiritualists, if you will.
Yeah,
the non-basketballers.
I was gonna say, who actually cares about basketball? Not me. It's an extremely challenging month for me because I actually have a couple of things already on the table. So I was apprehensive about doing this, but I feel like because of that apprehension is the reason I need to do it, which is the whole almost struggle with, I feel like, being consistent with meditation.
Yeah, but I'm really proud of you for leaning into the resistance.
Yeah. I like to try to really force myself to do things that scare me.
You had an initial reaction to negatively to it.
Negatively, as in I would rather have died. No.
Yeah.
But, okay. We have decided, and this is totally up to you guys, but we would love, love, love if you guys joined us, because I feel like when you have a little crew that you know is doing it with you, it makes it so much easier.
Group accountability is the best, like team bonding. You're like, yeah, I know this was a really busy week and I also almost forgot to meditate.
Yeah, so. But you know what? It's 11:59, so I'm going to meditate. You know, it's this changes like that I'm hoping to integrate in my life, and then maybe you guys. So we decided we're going to try to meditate every day for the month of March. We're not saying you have to do 10 minutes. It could be 1 minute. It could be 20. It could be guided. It could be, alone in your room. It doesn't matter. It's just doing it. Forcing yourself to show up for yourself.
Team, create the space.
Yes. So if you're not fully convinced to join us, we're going to go over meditation, kind of what it is, different types you can do, different apps you can use to help yourself. And hopefully you would decide to join us.
And one cool thing about like a 30-day challenge or anything like that you're doing with really any area of your life is it kind of goes into this concept called optimum range. And so if you like jump in, you do something every day, even though it's very, very hard for like 30 days, you're like resetting your system. Then when you like settle back into it, like maybe you, after this 30 days, you're not meditating every day of the week, but maybe it's more easily integrated into a 3 to 4 day a week kind of thing that you don't even really think about because it's not even that big of a deal.
No, and what I'm hoping is that my mentality around meditation changes where I don't look at it as a chore anymore, but I look at it as like something pleasurable, right? Which I feel like was what happened with me with skincare. Like when I first got into skincare and I was like, oh, I have to do like multiple steps. Oh, it's going to lengthen my time until I get into bed. And now when I do my skincare, it is like a little mini spa night every night. And I'm like so thankful that I have that like me time to take care of myself. So I'm hoping that I will feel the same way about meditation at the end of this because currently it feels like another thing on my to-do list.
Yeah, you're like, ugh, and now this.
Yes. And that's, I don't think a way that you build a positive habit if you're like going at it with a negative connotation. Is that the right word?
Yeah. No, you're like, I get to do
this. Like, I'm so lucky. So, yeah. Should I just go into like meditation?
Yeah, what even is it?
What is meditation? For someone, I feel like it's kind of like not a buzzword, but like people talk about it, like how important it is, but then they don't really talk about the nitty gritty of it. So I found this definition on Headspace, which is an app that helps people meditate, but it really resonated with me. It says meditation isn't about becoming a different person, a new person, or even a better person. It's about training and awareness and getting a healthy sense of perspective. You're not trying to turn off your thoughts or your feelings. You're learning to observe them without judgment. And eventually you may start to feel that you better understand them as well. So that to me was a huge hang up when I first learned about meditation because I thought it was like I had to be void of thought. And so I always felt that when I meditated and my intrusive thoughts showed up that I was doing it wrong and then I was like mad at myself But it's literally impossible to be like thoughtless. That's just not how we are as creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta let it come, let it be, let it go.
Yeah, it's more about observing the thought when they show up and not letting it.
Not judging and spiraling from
Yes,
it. Like
and,
being
like,
able to release it without that judgment.
Exactly. I feel like anytime a thought comes up, I latch on and let it take me down this like crazy path.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah. And once you realize you're in that, you can just like detach, let it go. I know there's a couple of like visualization things I've heard for when thoughts pop up. Like, I think Raven told me one that was like, you see it, you catch it in a balloon and you like let it go into the air. I see like a chalkboard in my head or like a whiteboard. And when I see the thought, I like erase it off the board.
Oh.
Do you have any fun ones like that?
I don't really think I have it other than just like dissipating into smoke, maybe. I'll be like, let it just
Wisp away.
in the wind.
like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
That's a pretty one. I think a huge part of this challenge, if you're going to do it with us, is to not judge yourself.
That's the biggest challenge I feel in life.
Period.
And meditation.
But definitely meditation. And I feel like meditation, like people always think like of monks or like Buddha or Gandhi or like these people who are like unattainable, like I'll never be as good as they are or as mindful or spiritual. And it's just like, no, you probably won't.
You won't.
Like
They dedicated their life to
that is them to the core. Which, unless you want to become a monk, I mean, like,
whatever, do
I
it.
hope that you're inspired.
Go.
Not saying
Quit
you
your
couldn't.
job, move to Tibet,
Shave your head.
shave your head, get a robe.
Yeah.
Done.
Anyway, so thank you for joining our podcast. We love you guys. I'm just kidding.
We're not doing that anytime soon. We can't even get 30 days under our belt.
No, I have you tried to do meditation consistently?
Regularly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have I succeeded? No.
Yeah. Same. I think, I mean, we can just get into it. I've tried multiple apps. Multiple. Because I know as a person prone to anxiety and spiraling, meditation would be really helpful. And I've had people recommend it for me, and nothing has really stuck. Right off the bat, I tried Headspace, which was nice. I
thought it's like a sleeping app.
No, Headspace has like, well, okay, so a lot of them aren't free, these apps. There's a couple of them that I wrote down, but a lot of them have like trials. So I did a bunch of trials across platforms. And Headspace I really liked. It's very beginner friendly and the concepts are very digestible. And then after my trial, I think I had paid for it for a little bit and it didn't really resonate with me. So then me and Max got like 3 months of 10% Happier for free. And 10% Happier, the guy is more, how do I say this? Like practical. Like he's not like spiritual or woo-woo or whatever. He's very like, I run a business and this helps me like be better.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
It does.
And so I did that one for a while, and he has different teachers. So like, some you like, some you don't. And that one I liked for a while, but I kind of fell out of it. Max actually stuck with it for like a year. I tried Calm. I didn't really like it. And then the one that I use now that I'm most consistent with is Oak, which doesn't have any talking.
Okay, we don't like people's voices.
I think, and this is different for everybody. Max, like literally when I told him I didn't like listening to guided meditations, looked at me as though my head had rolled off my body.
Huh,
He was,
sounds.
What? Yeah, I think when I am in a guided meditation, whether it's like a visualizing one or like the headspace ones that are very simple and just like come back to your breath or like picture this or whatever, it takes me out of the meditation and then it becomes a listening exercise. But this is just my experience. Like it's not saying that guided meditations aren't
Because some
useful.
people, it is very useful.
Yeah.
Most people, I would say.
like the guided one's better.
Yeah.
That's why I kept trying to force myself to use them. And I find some on YouTube I like. There's this guy, oh my God, what is his name? Let me look it up. He's great for sleeping, but I don't think I could use it for regular meditation because I'd fall asleep. But he's like a really deep voice. It's amazing.
I've definitely fallen asleep in meditation.
Do you like, have you used any apps before? Or have you just tried to meditate like
I've used
cold?
like Calm before and it was like, meh. I'm not crazy about it. I'm gonna test out the Waking Up app. It's actually by Sam Harris. I don't know. I think he's like a neuroscientist. He has
Ooh.
he has a book called the Waking Up book. He has a podcast called the Waking Up podcast. And he has a very calm voice. I don't know if he records all of them. I'm gonna test it and see. But he also has a financial aid program. It's because the app costs money. But if you email him and say like, hey,
I want to do this.
I want to
mental
do
health.
this. Yeah. And then he would give he gives discounts, I think.
That's amazing.
Or like scholarships.
I think, see what resonates with you. I wrote down a bunch. I put them in the description box of different apps you can use, and I put which ones are free. Or try some trials. I bet there's a 30-day trial, so you could literally try it for the
March challenge.
Yeah. But I also found, have you ever just tried to meditate like in silence?
Yeah. I like that. Or like, I really like ambient noises.
Yes.
Like, I like, my personal favorite is the sound of space.
Mine too. It's such a weird sound.
It's good though. It's good.
Because if I do rushing water, I'm like, do I gotta pee? You know, crackling fire is like nice, and then there's like a pop that's just like, whoa,
yeah,
pulls you out of it. Yeah, I really like space. It's like,
it's just an expansive.
Yeah, it's almost like womb-like.
It is.
You know,
yeah.
That's so funny. You resonate with that.
That's my favorite ambient noise.
Better than everyone.
And I just like lo-fi beats or just like really calm meditative music.
Yeah, I don't want anything to pull me out of it, but I do want a layer to pull me into it because both of us live in Los Angeles. Shit be happening.
Yeah.
All the time.
I live across the street from a park.
Dude. your park. And like once in a while there'll just be like a homeless man screaming on the street, or I literally haven't gone a day without hearing a leaf blower. It's just what it is. And I know eventually, hopefully, we can get to a point where those things don't bother us. But in the beginning phases of meditation, it pulls me out every time.
Yeah.
Straight to anger, to be honest.
You know what? I tried to meditate when rest in peace, little baby Dixie was at our house. And you know how she cries and cries and cries.
Yeah.
And I was just like, tune her out. And I tried to tune her out for 15 whole minutes. And it was just like, and I was like, you will be stronger because of this. Like,
you used it as a personal challenge.
I was like, you can do it. This is the hardest it will ever be.
Oh, and yeah.
But it is hard. When it's like fucking busy is when it is more difficult. Like if you're trying to meditate on a fucking bus, like the overstimulation of just like sounds, people's bodies, like cars. It's
insane. And that's how I also feel when like your life is busy. Like when I have like a me day, I'll throw in a meditation, of course. But if I have a day jam packed of like stuff I have to do, forcing myself to meditate is like pulling teeth. But I'm, like I said, I don't want it to be that way. And I think that's a part of why March is so important for me to meditate, because during spring break, I'm going to Miami for Ultra Music Festival, which I like help run the social media and the dancers, and you learn choreography. It's just so overwhelming. And I'm hoping that the meditation will help me find peace in it, because it can be like such a go process.
Environment.
Yeah.
For an extended amount of time.
Yeah. It's really, it's a lot. So these things are hard. And I feel like that's something I want to like beat to the ground, is like, if you've ever tried meditation,
you've probably stopped also.
Yeah. And that's maybe why you're here. Oh, I remembered my sleep guy. His name is Michael Seeley.
Oh, does he have a mattress company?
I don't know. But I do know his voice is like, hello. My name is Michael Seeley. It's so low that it just like, it almost seems just like a vibration. It's like not even a voice.
By the end of it, I want to be able to record my own meditation.
I bet we could. I have a lot of people actually, whenever I did voiceover stuff for YouTube videos, like I did a stretching video of like how to get your splits, and everyone was like, low key, I could fall asleep to this. And I was like, compliments. But I feel like people will say that about our podcast, that we both have very like
deep,
relaxing. Okay, I wasn't gonna say deep. You have very manly voices.
Sorry.
Calm.
Personally, yeah, calm.
Yeah, it's like the register, right?
Yeah, I just want you guys to know if you sign up for our email to be held accountable, you'll get like
Yes.
accountability
Oh yeah,
emails throughout.
talk to him about that.
And then, okay, so basically once a week, we'll just send out like a little accountability email like, hey, what's up? We're doing it. We're on day 7. Here's a little journal prompt to think about. And Dee Dee, we're with you still.
Here's like an affirmation. Here's a little motivation. We'll make something
It'll be
up.
cute. Yeah, give us your email. But
So-
then at the end, maybe we link our private meditations
that we've just now decided we're doing.
decided we're recording.
No, so what we do want to do though, to hold you guys accountable and ourselves, is do an episode in a month where we all talk about our experiences. So if you plan to do this with us, email us at contactfoolspodcast@gmail.com. It'll be linked in the description. And just let us know, like, hey, I'm down for this challenge. Today is the day before March. So come on, baby, make that decision. Let's go.
Now. Do it immediately.
And then we're going to make a list of the emails and the people in our life that are doing it with us, do the check-ins, and at the end, we'll have a question prompt. You know, did you stick with it? Did you not? What was difficult? What did you learn about yourself? And stuff like that. So please, please, please reach out. And if you're feeling like you don't want to do it, that probably means
you should do it.
You should.
Give us your email and we'll hold your ass accountable.
I love that.
And you know what? As someone who just recently is coming off of a 30-day challenge that they failed, I'm going to say, like, it's okay if you do fail.
Yes.
Like, to start again, no big deal. Like, if you drop a couple days in March, like...
Don't quit altogether.
Don't quit altogether. Just, like, let's see accumulatively, like... So we can't get 30 now. Let's get 29.
Yeah.
Let's get 28.
It's the most important thing I've ever learned is if you fall, to get back up. Like... I've fallen on stage during a performance before, got up and finished the dance. And I didn't know, I was like 12 at the time, that like my decision to keep dancing would influence just how I should make life decisions. So I'm hoping I don't fail, but I know if I do, I need to keep going. And I hope that you guys feel that too. Mm-hmm. I think also another definition I just want to throw at you guys is mindfulness. Because it's just
different,
thrown around during meditation. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what is it? Okay. So I read it's the ability to be present, to rest in the here and now, fully engaged with whatever we're doing in the moment, which is extremely difficult. I'm listening to the audiobook, The Power of Now. And it just talks about how our ego wants us to constantly live in the past or the future.
Yeah.
It doesn't want us to be in the now because that's when we're connected to ourselves the most. It's just a hard concept. So I also would venture to say, as important as it is to sit down or lay down to meditate, you could also try meditating in tasks. Like nowadays, when I take Jax on a walk, I try not to look at my phone and just think about what it feels like to go on a walk. Mm-hmm. The sounds, the smells, my feet hitting the ground, being with my dog, like being super present in that moment.
Yeah.
And that can be meditative.
Yeah, it definitely is meditative. That's why, like, nature walks and nature baths are so healing. Mm-hmm. And even meditate, like, a great way to, like, use earth as, like, a little helper.
Yeah. Same with, like, yoga. I feel like that's why it's so popular, is because when you do yoga, not really vinyasa, but Bikram, where it's the same movement every time, you know what you're going to get, but you're flowing through it, it's really easy to get mindfully there. Because I feel like vinyasa, you kind of have to like really pay attention to what the teacher's going to do next.
Throw at you next.
But if you know the 20 movements or whatever in Bikram, you can really get lost in the meditative state of it, which is interesting. So I feel like if you're struggling to like sit and you have that like jittery energy, maybe put on a little like yoga flow or stretching situation along with it. That still counts as long as you're being completely present.
Yeah, going on a walk without your phone or like just, I don't know, sitting. That's meditating.
Yeah. Yeah. I always, and a lot of times like I lay down when I meditate. I just make sure I'm kind of sitting up and I make sure the windows are open so it's kind of bright. But I remember we did that past life regression and they were like, you shouldn't lay down because you know you're gonna fall asleep. And I was like, okay. And I felt very pressured to do it their way. But then half of the past life regression meditation, I was just thinking about how my back hurt. And so that's not...
Get comfortable.
Figure out what works for you. Max likes to sit in a desk chair because his hips aren't flexible enough to go cross-legged. I know I get very, like, body focused, so I almost need to, like, lay sit down. Like, these are all fine. Whatever works for you. And try a couple of them, especially if this is your first time, like, meditating.
And I will say, you know, meditation is not a one-stop shop to fix all your problems. Like, that would be nice. That would be really nice. But, you know, if anything, you're gaining more awareness about yourself, and you can start to ask yourself those questions that might lead to, like, really important revelations. Like, why are these thoughts always coming to me? Why am I constantly revisiting this? Like, is this something that I have trauma over? Like,
the scenarios that play in your head.
The anxiety, whatever you're feeling, like, just observe and not judge, and hopefully be able to release. And then,
or if you feel like you can't, journal about it.
Yeah,
write a couple pages.
Journal it out if you're, like, really confused.
Yeah, I feel like a pattern I see myself fall in is the future. I'm always worried about the future. Or if I did something embarrassing or whatever, like an audition and I fell or whatever, I'll replay it over and over and over and over again. And it's just like, what is that doing for you? And it wasn't until I started, like, kind of meditating that I could step out of it and be like, this is destructive, bro.
Not helping.
What's your favorite type of meditation? Do you, like, have a special place in your house or just, like, wherever?
I like to sit on a cushion, like, on the floor, kind of. I don't really like to be on my couch or anything. I don't know why. And then I like to just, like, put on, like, that ambient space noises and be with myself, and that's my favorite type.
Do you like to focus on your breath?
Yeah, I like to focus on my breath. That's usually what I try to come back to when I'm wandering. Like, that's what they always say is come back to your breath. And I'm like, am I still breathing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think
checking in.
This is like a whole other level of anxiety, but sometimes if I focus on my breath too much, I feel like I forget how to breathe. Yeah. And I'm like, am I breathing? Is this am I gonna stop?
Normal and common.
Okay, cool. That makes me feel better. But when I feel that impulse of, like, I'm gonna start freaking out, I have switched sometimes to focus meditation, where you focus on something external. Like, I remember there was
the fire gazing,
the candle gazing. I love doing that. At my old place, we were by an overpass of a highway, and it was just like a constant, like, zoom sound, and it was far enough away that I was just like, let's focus on that. Because it was constant, but it was, like, blurred.
Yeah, some people like a little metronome soundage.
Maybe if you're really strong smeller, you could do a I don't know, essential oil.
Yeah, thing. Honestly, lavender does really help me get into a relaxed state.
Yeah, so these are all different tools you can try. It doesn't have to be like, sit in silence, focus on your breath, 20 minutes.
It can be 5, it can be 10. You know, maybe you challenge yourself somewhere along the way, too, and you do, like, 40.
Yeah.
Imagine.
You know what's nice, like with the Oak app that I use, is you can pick different ambient sounds, and you can set timers, like, halfway through or the end or whatever. So I always do it at the end, but if... Like yesterday, I was like, actually, I'm feeling very in this right now. And the music doesn't stop. Like, it'll keep the ambient noise going until you literally turn off the app. Where, like, some of the other apps, that's like, once it's done, it's done. Yeah. You're just, like, sitting in silence.
It's 20.
You're like, okay, good job, bye.
Yeah, they don't let you, like, hang there.
Yeah, if you're in that space. That's kind of a nice thing. You can also find, like, 5 hours of like, Healing Hurts music on YouTube and sit there forever. So there's many options. Have you ever...
I love the Hertz music.
I do too.
I like sitting up, I like laying down too, but I am liable to fall asleep. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is in the beginning of me meditating, I would fall asleep more. And I heard somewhere, or actually no, I read it in that Psychic Witch book. That was it was talking about sometimes when you're trying to take on more than you can handle, your brain will just switch off. So if you know that you fell asleep, maybe you just needed a little break. Again, do not beat yourself up. Like, the Psychic Witch book I bought, me and Kate, has a lot of meditation prompts, and it has a lot of like visualization ones and like grounding techniques or connecting with the universe techniques. So it can be more taxing mentally. And they were like, hey, if you shut down, you fall asleep, it's okay. Try again next time, because this is a practice, right? It's like
you're not going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Like,
and you're going to get more comfortable the more you do it. You know, like the first time you ever dribbled a basketball, just because we're doing the March Madness thing, you're probably fumbling around like an idiot. And then every day you get on the court and it feels natural. Better. Yeah. That's the same thing with meditation.
We're little babies that are trying to meditate.
We're like crawling right now.
Yeah.
You know? Something else I wrote down is the benefits of meditation.
I'm excited. Well, there's just so much neuroscience out there about how positive meditation is for like your brain waves, and everyone knows that like getting your brain in theta is like just really relaxing and good for your body. So
very healing. It says gaining new perspective on stressful situations, building skills to manage your stress, increasing self-awareness, focusing on the present, reducing negative emotions, increasing imagination and creativity, and increasing patience and tolerance.
I need patience.
Oh, I need tolerance. Something Max talked about, he actually meditated for quite a long time, and he would always say like, yeah, I don't feel any different, except for I can control my impulses and like be outside of them. And I'm like,
okay,
that's a huge change.
You're not a slave to your emotions?
Yeah. Or like your impulsiveness. Like, well, I mean, Max isn't as like an impulsive person. Like, he's not someone who like is just like raging around.
No, but we're a human. We're constantly making decisions.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like for him, it probably doesn't feel like a big change, but it still is like a really big deal to be able to like be outside of your ego and not be swallowed into whatever situation you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
That's a huge change.
Yeah. It'd be awesome.
Okay, so what are you hoping to get out of this March meditation?
I'm hoping that with the meditation that it helps control my anxiety impulses where I like go down rabbit holes. Like if I just know I have a lot to do that day, I'll wake up with my heart racing before even, and I know I can accomplish it all. So it's like, why am I even doing that to myself? It's weird. It's like I usually write down 7 attainable goals. I don't overdo it, but I still am like heart racing, that type of unhealthy way about it. And I also want to stop living in the future. I feel like I put so much emphasis on when I get here or when I book this or when I achieve this, I'll like be happy or be where I'm supposed to be. And it's just not the way to live.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So I'm hoping to just really be more present, and I think it's going to make me happier overall.
Yeah. Aww.
What about you?
Well, I'm really trying to perfect the skill of standing on the bank of the river of your emotions and not drowning in them.
Yeah.
So I know that meditation, just technique overall, like observing and not being judgment and getting outside of the thoughts, is a really good tool to translate to emotions.
Yeah.
And being able to like, okay, like, oh, I'm getting fucking pissed right now. Like, do I need to?
Yeah.
Like, let me
and just
step out
knowing
of
that
this.
like it's not you. It's not all consuming. Like it's okay to have like this physical reaction and not be like engulfed in it.
Right. So, and I tend to be a little sad sometimes, and I don't know, I'm an emotional bitch. I cry all the time. But I don't need to let that shit get in the way, because I got shit to do.
Yeah.
But I don't have time. We don't have time to cry all the time.
Yeah, but you also, I think, well, I'm hoping for you, it'll give you a sense of knowing that like your emotions aren't bad either. Like,
I do realize that, but I also like working through them and observing them is a tool that I'm working on, and not defining myself by them and things. So meditation, I know, is the tool to get me there, but I do feel like really adverse. Yeah, I feel really adverse to actually like sitting down and doing it. So I wonder.
It's your ego, baby. Like, it's so hard to think about your ego and your mind outside of yourself because you feel like it is you. And I am saying that as someone who I'm like, I'm amazing. Like, I'm funny as fuck. Like, why would I want to separate myself from my mind? Whatever. But that is the only way to connect with yourself on a deeper spiritual plane. So, yeah, I don't know. I would love if you guys who are getting into this meditation challenge with us, maybe when you email us letting us know you're doing it, saying like why.
Your goal?
Yeah. Like why, and because then you can refer back to that.
Yeah, you can look into your sent folder and be like, okay, so did I accomplish?
Yeah, how
my
am I
why?
feeling? And I feel like over and over again, I hear like when you're scared of something or feel resistant to it, and that's when it's really gonna.
That's when you gotta do
something. It's gonna change your life, kid.
It's gonna hurt. Oh
I'm
my
excited.
God! You know what energy I did get kind of from the 222 portal? Because I did some like collaging, and I really got the. I'll show you what it looks like. But essentially, it's like pour yourself a stiff drink and buckle the fuck up because you're going to need some real grit to get where you're going to go, but it'll be worth it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a prediction for your March.
I kind of feel that.
It's funny. I meditated yesterday too on the 222 portal. And it was a really relaxing, peaceful experience. And I feel like that's what I was like, okay, Brittany, like,
why am I so
resistant to this? It's you're hyping yourself up to not do it. But then when you do it, it's fine. And I have like sometimes when I meditate, and this doesn't happen every time, but once in a while I'll get that full body like tingle sensation. You know, when you're really like getting into that brainwave state.
It would be cool if on another in our review episode, if we have like intense moments after our meditation anytime throughout this month, we just get our little audio file out.
Oh, and we can refer back to them.
Talk ourselves, be like, okay, this moment was really tough because blah, 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 and this moment was like really euphoric because blah, blah, blah.
But something super random, and it might be totally mental, but who fucking cares, is I've noticed that I am more prone to getting the full relaxation of things when I incorporate my crystals into my meditation. I put that on the third eye, baby. I put one on my crown chakra. Once in a while I'll do it on the throat or the heart, you know, whatever. I look at my crystals and I try not to get fucking Virgo and analytical about it and be like, the moonstone will help me with my da-da-da. Like, and I'm just like, what am I attracted to? Cool. What chakra is that? Nice. Boom. Use it. Done. That's it, baby.
There you go. They're there to help.
Yeah.
So that's sweet.
If you have them, use them.
I love to incorporate them while I'm meditating. I hold them or like put them on my bra.
Yeah, I love that. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm nervous, but
why are you nervous?
Because I don't want to fuck up, which is literally.
I fucked up a 30-day challenge and I only did 20 days.
That's still a long time.
Okay,
I don't think I've ever
but
done something
imagine
for 20 days.
getting that far and then failing.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks.
Should I do these ones? Do you want to pull the other one? Or?
Just do it. You like them.
I don't like them, but I feel like I want to build a better relationship with them. I'm using the original.
Well, you can't say you don't like them if you're working on your relationship with
That's true. Okay. I don't feel as drawn to them because they're not as pretty as my other cards, which is so superficial, which I know. But I'm talking about the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. I bought like the pocket size edition just to like see the original definitions of what all of these like tarot interpretations are. Just to get to learn and know tarot more. But my other deck is just so beautiful that I always want to pull from that one with all the pretty animals and colors.
We love the pretty animals.
Okay, let's ask about how this meditation journey is going to go. Let's like a card that's going to guide us through this or give us a little insight. Cards. Ooh, should we do two?
Just, I don't know. What if one card is bleak? What if it's
Sometimes it do be like that though. It really do. I feel like I should do a hard shuff.
When I went back home and visited my friends in Kansas, we did some card readings. And I was telling my friend Colleen, I was like, oh yeah, man, I was like, a sword tattoo would be kind of cool if I ever wanted to get one, because I always begin swords because I'm an emotional fucking bitch. And so I'm like, I always get that 9 of swords. That bitch was just like 9 swords in her back.
She's literally being stabbed.
And then we like did my cards and I literally pulled 9 of swords. And I was like, I know, because I'm a fucking depressed, sad bitch. Look at us, our foolery.
I pulled the Fool card. I did pull it upside down, though, which, whatever. Let's see what it says. Honestly, though, I mean, without even looking at the book, what comes to my mind is we're starting a meditation journey. We're at the beginning. We're zero. We're the fool.
We're the zero. We're jumping off the cliff into our consciousness.
That's literally the whole reason we named this podcast after that. It's about starting new journeys, which is...
And a challenge, baby.
Which is hard. So I feel like it's just saying you can either... You're either going to start or you're not. Right? Like, it's really up to you what you decide to do with this. It can go either way.
You can email us or you cannot.
Yeah, or you can just
be
the same piece of shit you've been. Just kidding.
You're valid. We love you.
Yeah, whatever you plan to do,
we just want you here. We want you here. Yeah, we're selfish. We want you here for ourselves.
So you can help hold us accountable just like we'll hold you accountable.
It's true. We're honestly not doing it for ourselves at all. We're doing it for all of you.
Yeah. And on that note,
love you.
Love you guys. Bye.